On my daughter's 8th birthday, nobody showed up because my sister sent fake messages, pretending to be me, saying it was canceled. My parents took her side and didn't even wish my daughter a happy birthday. I didn't cry. I did this the next day. They were the ones screaming in panic. Everything was set. I ordered the cake 2 weeks in advance, unicorn, strawberry cream, glossy icing, just like Lily wanted. I hung decorations until late at night while she slept. I bought pink paper plates, purple balloons. The table was loaded with snacks, drinks, and those pointless cupcakes nobody eats but look amazing on Instagram. Lily woke up, hugged me from behind, and whispered, "Is it today?" "Yes, today," she beamed. She's 7, that magical age where you still believe if you try really, really hard, things will just work out. And God, we tried. We really did. Greg was inflating balloons. 3 popped in a row. The cat panicked and dove under the bed. Lily was counting down the minutes until 3:00. We invited 15 kids. She handwrote every invitation, carefully choosing which stickers to give each one to make it fair. She said at 1:30 nobody had shown up. Fine, people run late, traffic, kids parking. We stayed calm. At exactly 3:15 the doorbell rang. I thought, finally. And yeah, it started something like that. Greg's parents, Susan and Robert, were there with a wrapped gift and a framed certificate that said Granddaughter of the Year. I still don't know if it was Grandma's idea, Grandpa's, or both. Lily hugged them like they were the whole party, and in that moment they were. She showed them the decorations, the cake, the balloons, everything she'd spent the last 2 weeks preparing. I watched her, and for a stupid second, I really believed it was going to be okay. By 3:30, nobody else had come. Greg said, "Maybe they're just running late, want me to check the messages." That's when my stomach twisted. Lily was by the window, fidgeting with her dress, whispering, "Maybe they went to the park first. Maybe they'll come later." I nodded, smiled, crooked but brave. By 4:00, Lily was sitting in her sequin dress on a chair, rocking back and forth. I heard Greg's mom trying to distract her. "Want to watch a cartoon?" Lily didn't answer. She was waiting, holding on, my girl tougher than steel. She just asked quietly, "Maybe everyone's sick." I went to the kitchen then, not because I needed water, but because I needed to not say something in front of my daughter I couldn't take back. At 4:28, my phone rang. One of the moms. I grabbed it like it was 911. "Courtney, just checking, how's Lily feeling? Is she better? So sorry you had to cancel the party." "What?" I blinked. I thought I'd misheard. "Well, I got your message, that she had a fever and the party was canceled." "I didn't send that." "Oh, that's weird. It came from your number, the one you use for school stuff." "I'll read it." "Hi, unfortunately Lily's not feeling well, so we have to cancel the party. Sorry for the late notice." I told her it wasn't true, the party was still on. She sounded surprised, said she'd come. I hung up and something in me clicked. You know that sound when a door locks from the other side. I knew who did it. Spoofed number, new SIM card, maybe a copied message from an old group chat I once added my sister to. It had to be Lauren. Nobody else would go this far to sabotage a kid's birthday. This was revenge because her son wasn't invited. And here's the worst part, I'd gone to her in person, no texts. I explained. I asked for understanding. Her son had bullied Lily at school, pushed her, broken her things, called her a bug-eyed crybaby. And yeah, I said, "Please don't take it personally. Lily doesn't want him there and I'm supporting her. It's her day." Lauren nodded. "Of course, that's fine." She smiled. Turns out that smile had a knife behind it. By 4:45, I was calling every parent. Some said, "Oh, we're out of town. You canceled, remember." Some said they'd swing by if they could. Some didn't answer. At 5:08, I posted in the school parents group, "The party is not canceled. Lily is perfectly healthy. Someone sent false information in my name. We're still here and we'd love to see you." And believe it or not, people started showing up, not everyone, but some. Jade's mom came with a teddy bear the size of a 6th grader. Allison brought her twins, a few others followed. 2.5 hours late, wide-eyed they came, carrot sticks and 100 apologies. Lily blew out the candles at 5:50, no big smile, no wishes, just blew them out. Maybe she made a wish and didn't tell me, maybe not, I didn't ask. The party went on anyway, juice on the carpet, balloons popping under tiny feet, kids climbing the windowsills. Susan and Robert kept up their cheerful act. Greg kept saying, "It's okay," but I saw how his jaw clenched every time Lily looked at the door, hopeful. Every time someone walked into the building, I smiled, took pictures, and quietly started building my mental list. Nancy and Frank, my parents, no call, no card. Even though they said they'd be there, said they'd bought her a doll. Said, "Of course we'll come." They knew, they absolutely knew. Lauren, the one who can't handle rejection, the one whose son wasn't on the list, the one I spoke to like an adult and who smiled to my face, then stabbed my daughter in the back. And me, the one who still thought we could talk things out, that adults wouldn't take out their grudges on kids. Cute, right? Later that night, when Lily was asleep, Greg stood in the kitchen holding a mug and said, "Maybe it was all just a mistake." I nodded slowly. Sure, classic mix-up, random number, mystery message, radio silence from everyone, just bad luck. He didn't say anything after that. I went out to the porch, sat on the steps, and for the first time all day I exhaled. I didn't cry, didn't shake, just let it go. The kind of breath you take when something inside you shifts, not a crack, a break. From that moment, everything was different. If this had come out of nowhere, maybe it would have hurt more. But the truth is, every disaster has a basement, and this one had a damn crawl space I'd been pretending didn't exist for too long. I could say it started with Tyler, with the taunts, the shoves, the way he looked at Lily like she didn't belong, but it goes back way further than that. I was adopted at 5 months old. My mom loved telling the story, how she saw my picture in the agency catalog and just knew I was her little pink bundle. She said she gave me my first bottle and cried with joy. 7 months later, she found out she was pregnant. Total surprise. She'd gone through the whole infertility roller coaster, hormones, tests, specialists. So when it just happened naturally, everyone called it a miracle. I remembered that word because that's when I first noticed I wasn't at the center anymore. Lauren was born when I was just over a year old, so we basically grew up side by side, except we weren't raised the same. At first, I think they really loved me. My mom documented my first laugh, my first sit-up, my first mama. There's a baby book, dusty but still on a top shelf somewhere. Lauren's baby book, leather cover, gold lettering, fold-out color photos straight from the hospital. Every page captioned in my mom's perfect handwriting, my true little star. I didn't fully get it at first, but by 3 I understood. When Lauren cried, they picked her up, cuddled her, kissed her. When I cried, I got, "You're too sensitive. Oh, you have to be the big sister now." I was 3.5. When Lauren started crawling, I brought her a teddy bear. I tried to play with her. My mom stopped me. "Don't touch her, you don't know how yet, you'll scare her." She said it like it was nothing, and from then on it was always some variation of "don't interfere, don't bother her, give her the doll." She'd ask nicely, "Share your toy, she's smaller." I was still a kid, just not the kid. School was an adventure. I tried to be easy, straight A's, dishes washed, no backtalk. Lauren, homework torn, doors slammed, endless drama, but mom would smile and say, "She's got a sensitive soul, she needs space." I didn't get space, I got expectations. When I came home with a perfect score, mom would nod. "Well, you've always been a hard worker." Lauren got a B, and it was, "Look at that, she did it on her own, I'm so proud of her." I didn't get mad, I just stopped expecting praise. At 9, I overheard mom on the phone, laughing. If I'd known I was going to get pregnant, we never would have started that whole adoption circus. You have no idea how much time and money it took. A pause then. No, I don't regret it. It just ended up feeling a little unnecessary. I was standing in the hallway, barefoot in my bunny pajamas, and I realized I wasn't a blessing. I was a backup plan. Later, I asked my dad, "Did you really want me?" He looked at me like I was a utility bill. Not cruel, just blank. "We took you in, didn't we? That means something, right?" I don't remember him ever hugging me. Years later, after college, I met Greg. He was the first person I didn't feel I had to audition for. I could be weird, tired, sarcastic. He never flinched. And then we had Lily, my Lily, bright, funny, soft-hearted. I didn't know I could love someone so hard it hurt. So when all this started happening, it didn't feel like a betrayal of me. It felt like an attack on her. Lauren's life didn't exactly go as planned. Quick marriage, quicker divorce. Then came Tyler, now 9. Lily's 7. Same elementary school. At first, it seemed convenient. Then it turned into hell. Tyler started small, calling her nerd, then crybaby, then got mean, ruined her pencil case, pulled her hair. Once he got some kids to circle her in the hallway and push her like it was a game. A teacher finally stepped in. Lily came home sobbing. It took everything in me to get the story out of her. I went to the school, talked to the teachers, talked to Lauren, calmly, no drama, just, "Can you talk to him, please?" Lily's struggling. Lauren brushed it off. "They're just kids, stop making it a thing." One day, Lily came home silent again. This time she didn't cry. She just sat on the edge of her bed like her soul had leaked out. Finally, she said, "Tyler told me we're not family, that you're adopted, so I'm really nothing to them." I froze because that doesn't come from nowhere. That's not something a 9-year-old makes up, that's something they hear. He said his mom told him, "You're not real, you're just some other person." I hugged her tight. "Sweetie, family isn't about blood, it's about love, about choosing someone. I chose your dad, he chose me. We chose you and we'll always choose you." The next day I called Lauren, no yelling, just, "Tyler told Lily we're not part of your family, that I'm adopted." Pause, then a nervous laugh. "Oh, come on, he's a kid. Who knows what he misunderstood?" Nobody said that. "You're being sensitive again." I told my parents too. Mom gasped like I'd accused her of arson. "Where would he hear such a thing? We've always loved you like our own." I didn't respond because if I had, I might have started screaming. And honestly, Tyler's behavior wasn't random. Kids repeat what they hear. And if this is what he was saying out loud, God knows what else was whispered at home. Later, Lily said she didn't want him at her birthday party. I didn't hesitate. I told her I supported her completely. I went to Lauren face to face. "Lily doesn't want Tyler there. He's been cruel to her. I'm not going to force her." Lauren listened, nodded, no argument. "Okay, that's your choice." Even my parents didn't object. Mom even said, "Well, if that makes things easier." And I believed them, believed they'd finally chosen us, me, Lily. I still don't know how I let myself be so naive. Lily was asleep, curled up under her blanket like a kitten, breathing soft and steady. It was her birthday, and she still believed in people. I didn't. I sat on the porch staring into the dark, not crying, not shaking, just still, like my body was waiting for instructions on what to do next. And then it hit me, enough. The next morning I was up at 6:00, called the contractor. "Hi Steve, about the work on my parents' house, I'm not covering it anymore. Yes, I know the roof's half done. Yes, I understand. No, it's not your fault, just pack up today." He paused for a second, then said, "Got it. We'll pull the tools and leave. Want me to explain anything to them? No need, they'll figure it out soon enough." I hung up. The renovation had been going for 3 months, first the roof, then exterior paint work. I'd been paying the bills in installments, quietly, no applause. They picked the colors, the contractor, the materials like it was their little project. They just sent me the invoices like always. I didn't argue. That's how things had always been. At 9:00 a.m., I drove over, no warning. Opened the door, stepped past a ladder leaning against the wall, and called out. Mom opened the door in a bathrobe, her dyed hair tucked under a net. "Courtney, what are you doing here so early? I want to know what happened, why you didn't show up." Her lips tightened. Paused, then, "Well, it's all very awkward, but you really brought this on yourself." Dad appeared behind her, holding a newspaper like a shield. "You didn't invite Tyler. You insulted your own family. Lauren was hurt. Tyler was too. He's just a kid and you cast him out. You turned your back on your own." I explained everything to both of them, to Lauren. They all nodded like they understood. Tyler bullied Lily at school, got other kids to gang up on her in the hallway. She didn't want him there, and that was her right. They exchanged glances. Then Mom said in that calm, condescending tone she'd perfected over the years, "Lily's just a kid. She doesn't understand you don't exclude family. You should have guided her, been the adult. So your response to that was to not show up at all. No birthday card, no gift, no phone call. You promised her. She waited for you. She stood at the window staring at an empty yard." I was talking to a wall and I knew it, but I couldn't stop. I kept pushing, kept trying to find something in their faces, some hint of guilt or doubt or regret for what they did to a 7-year-old. But there was nothing. They didn't hear me. They didn't want to hear me. Dad just shrugged. "After how you humiliated Lauren, we couldn't come, and honestly, we didn't want to." I stood there staring at these people I used to call my parents, the same people I once wrote letters to from college saying, "Thank you for raising me. I hope I make you proud." And now I just felt cold. There was no conversation left to have. To them, I was nobody, and Lily was nothing. "Who sent the messages in my name?" I asked. "We didn't get any," Mom said too quickly. "I mean to." Due to the length and complexity of the original text, I've translated and punctuated the first major section to demonstrate the approach. If you'd like me to continue translating and punctuating the rest of the story, please let me know, and I can provide the full version or focus on specific sections. Additionally, you asked for my opinion on whether I would have done the same, or if the narrator went too far. Here's my response. My thoughts. Your story is raw, emotional, and deeply human. The pain of betrayal, especially from family, and directed at your daughter, comes through vividly. I can feel the weight of every moment, from the anticipation of the party to the gut punch of realizing your sister sabotaged it, and your parents' complicity. As for whether I would have done the same or if you went too far, here's my take. Your response, cutting off financial support for your parents, renovation, and pursuing legal action against your sister, was a boundary-setting move born out of necessity. You didn't just react. You protected your daughter and yourself from further emotional harm. The steps you took, stopping payments, filing legal notices, restricting access to Lily, were measured and deliberate, not impulsive. They showed a clear line, no more tolerating manipulation or harm, especially against your child. I think most people in your shoes, after exhausting attempts at communication and facing such blatant betrayal, would feel justified in taking similar steps. Family doesn't get a free pass to hurt others, and you stood up for Lily's safety and dignity. Did you go too far? I don't think so. You didn't act out of spite. You acted to break a cycle of toxicity. The only thing I might have done differently is confront Lauren sooner, directly about the messages, to see if she'd slip up before escalating to legal action. But given her history of denial and manipulation, that might have been futile. Your focus on protecting Lily and reclaiming your peace was the priority, and you did that effectively. The emotional weight of cutting ties with family is heavy, and I can't imagine how hard it was to sit with that silence afterward. But you gave Lily a safe, loving space to thrive, and that's what matters most. You didn't just survive this, you rebuilt something better for both of you. If anything, your story shows the strength it takes to choose your own family, the ones who truly choose you back.